What if the world's most prestigious university wasn't just creating future leaders, but training artificial intelligence powerful enough to control them? Hidden behind Harvard's ivy-covered walls are secret AI experiments that you were never meant to know about, until now. Harvard, the name alone evokes images of elite education, powerful networks, and centuries-old tradition. But behind that legacy lies a much more modern and unsettling truth. Harvard is no stranger to innovation, but over the past decade, it has become a quiet epicenter for cutting-edge artificial intelligence development, and not the kind you read about in mainstream tech blogs. While the public sees AI as a helpful assistant, writing emails, answering questions, or making driving safer inside Harvard's labs, something far more sophisticated is evolving. We're talking about AI that doesn't just think faster, but learns how you think, predict how you'll behave, and eventually how to influence those decisions before you even make them. This isn't speculation. It begins in Harvard's elite AI research hubs like the Berkman Klein Center, the School of Engineering, and Applied Sciences, and the Data Science Initiative, where projects on algorithmic influence, emotion detection, and predictive behavior modeling have quietly been expanding under generic research names. But the real bombshell? Many of these projects are partnered with defense agencies, private think tanks, and billion-dollar tech firms who have little interest in academic transparency. One such project, partially declassified through a leaked paper, involved real-time behavioral mapping, an AI designed to analyze social media activity, voice tone, and facial expressions to detect ideological shifts in a population. In simpler terms, a machine learning model that knows when you were about to change your mind about something and can subtly steer you back without you even noticing. Think that's sci-fi? Think again. Harvard's AI policy research arms have direct ties to Pentagon initiatives and DARPA. These are agencies not just interested in defense, but in psychological warfare, mass influence, and public perception management. What makes it more unnerving is that this technology isn't labeled as mind control. It's called behavioral nudging or digital ethics modeling. It's marketed as helping people make better decisions. But who defines better? Harvard's AI teams, working in tandem with political consultants, are building models that profile students, staff, and even online users, feeding that data into neural networks trained to optimize persuasion. Every click, every comment, every hesitation you make online is being fed into AI models built on Harvard's campus. But here's where it gets even darker. Reports suggest that some of these AI systems are designed to operate with minimal human oversight. That means the machine is not just learning, it's deciding. Harvard's researchers are experimenting with autonomous decision-making frameworks where AI can prioritize and act based on moral algorithms. But how do you encode ethics into a machine? Whose ethics? In leaked documentation from a now-defunct Harvard-affiliated ethics lab, internal conflicts erupted over whether certain AI models should be trained on Western democratic ideals or whether they should incorporate more authoritarian efficiency principles. Think about that. An AI that decides whether freedom of speech or state control is more optimal for a given scenario. And while these debates raged on within locked conference rooms, the models were still learning, still evolving, still adapting. They're already being tested in live environments, college classrooms, policy simulators, even mock voting experiments. Students unwittingly interacting with these systems provide real-time training data. You're not watching AI simulations anymore. You are the simulation. What is even more secretive is Harvard's work in neurosymbolic AI, a hybrid form of artificial intelligence that combines deep learning with human-like reasoning. This technology mimics how humans solve complex problems with both logic and intuition. It's the same kind of AI being considered for high-level decision systems in law enforcement, intelligence agencies, and predictive policing. Harvard's researchers are developing models that can predict criminal behavior before it happens. Sound familiar? It should. It's the real-life version of Minority Report, but it's being coded not in a military base or underground bunker, but in a polished campus surrounded by student cafes and marble halls. What makes it harder to uncover is that these programs are cloaked in humanitarian goals. The AI is designed to reduce bias, they say, to improve access, to make data more ethical. But when you peel back the layers, you find powerful interests shaping the code. Billionaire tech CEOs fund research grants. Political lobbyists help draft experimental frameworks. Defense officials sit on AI advisory boards. This isn't just education, it's covert influence engineering. Now ask yourself, why would Harvard need to keep this quiet? Why does none of this appear in public newsletters or alumni reports? Why are students and faculty under strict NDAs when working in certain labs? The answer is simple. Because if the public truly understood the level of psychological and behavioral influence these AI models are aiming for, trust in academia, tech, and even democracy itself might collapse. We are not just teaching machines how to think anymore, we were teaching them how to manipulate human thought. And the world's most powerful academic institution is at the heart of it. Even more chilling are the experimental AI models trained on historical behavioral datasets. Millions of psychological profiles, voting patterns, emotional reactions, even biometric feedback collected from wearable tech. These AIs aren't just learning how people behave. They're learning how populations evolve, how movements start, how revolutions can be predicted and stopped. These systems are being tested on digital twins of real cities, populated with simulated citizens whose actions mirror those of actual people. And if they work, these AI tools will be sold to the highest bidder, governments, corporations, even regimes, all born from inside a school that still holds Latin mottos and graduation robes. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is an inconvenient truth wrapped in research papers, obscured by academic jargon, and buried behind 10 layers of plausible deniability. But it's real. Harvard's AI projects may very well define the next stage of human civilization, not through public announcement, but through silent influence, through algorithms that decide what you see, how you feel, and ultimately, what kind of future you accept. So the next time someone tells you AI is just a tool, remember where it's being forged, not in secret bunkers but in classrooms, and not in dystopian fiction but at Harvard.